Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today we're going to talk about the oldest books I have on my TBR. This is not oldest in publication, but the books that I have owned the longest that are still unread. So you might not know about me that I have been on BookTube since 2015. Now this channel was started last year in 2022, but I did have an original channel that was started in 2015. So what I did in order to compile this list of 10 books, I went back and looked at my very old book hauls, and I went down and I wrote exactly when I got those books, when I hauled those books on my channel. So here I have 10 books that I'm going to show you, and I just don't know why I haven't gotten to some of them, but I'm definitely hoping to get to some of these this year. They are definitely on my 2023 TBR. Some of them are, not all of them, but they are all still books that I am interested in. So let's get started. We are going to start with number 10, and then the last one will be the very oldest book on my TBR. So coming in at number 10, I hauled this book on May 6, 2016, and that is The Epidemic by Suzanne Young. This is book 4 in the program series, and I loved those books when I read them in high school, and I actually am planning on rereading the books I have read in this series so I can finally finish out the series and get to this book that I have had for so long. So if you don't know, the program series is a YA dystopian, and it is set in a world where mental health has become an epidemic in high schools and around the world, and people are just kind of dying off because mental health is kind of spreading like a disease, and bad mental health is spreading like a disease. So in this world, there are these facilities where you can go and pretty much erase your memories and become a happy version of yourself. As you can imagine, erasing these memories doesn't take away the problem, so craziness ensues. I really loved them, like I said, when I first read them, and I'm hoping to start rereading them possibly this month, and then I can finally knock this off of my oldest books TBR. Coming in at number 9, also hauled on May 6, 2016, is The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan. This is book 1 in the Trials of Apollo series. So this is set in the Percy Jackson world, but it doesn't involve Percy Jackson. This actually follows the Greek god Apollo. So I haven't read this one yet. Apollo is not my favorite character in the original series, but I have heard that this series is pretty funny because Apollo is a funny character. Of course, I am looking forward to reading this because I want to read anything Rick Riordan puts out, especially all of his mythology series. I just never got to this one, but I'm pretty sure this is on like my series TBR for this year, so I am definitely planning on binging Rick Riordan's books soon and hopefully checking them all off so I can finally be caught up, especially because the new Percy Jackson book is coming out, so I'm excited. Also hauled in that same book haul on May 6, 2016, coming in at number 8 is Virals by Brendan and Kathy Reichs. Now this book sounds really interesting because it follows this girl named Tori, and Tori is the grandniece of the world-famous forensic anthropologist Temperance Brennan. Now, if that name sounds familiar, that probably means that you watched the TV show Bones. Now, Bones is kind of what set me on my career path. I love that TV show so much, so I'm interested to see like how this connects to that TV show. But in this book, in this series, this is the first book in a series, I don't know how long it is, we follow Tori, and Tori and her friends go and search this abandoned research facility, and they come across a very deadly virus strain, and I think they contract the virus. It says, Mysterious Institute, Contagious Virus, Unsolved Murder. I am so there. Also, Temperance Brennan, I'm so excited for this. And the last one for that book haul, May 6, 2016, at number 7 we have The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. Now I know that this is a very hard-hitting YA book, so I think we follow this girl named Eden, and Eden is assaulted by her brother's best friend. So heavy trigger warning for all of that, and I just know that it's going to be deep and dark, and I'm probably going to cry, but I also really love dark emotional stories, and the fact that this is YA, I'm interested to see how it's going to talk about those issues, but nonetheless, I am still looking forward to this one. Book number 6 was hauled on March 16th, 2016, and that is Nearly Gone by Elle Cosimano. Yes, this is the same author as Finley Donovan, so that already makes me so excited, but as soon as I found this book in the bookstore, I still remember how I felt and being immediately intrigued. So in this book, we follow this girl who can taste memories when she brushes against someone's skin. When a serial killer starts killing people, he leaves cryptic ads in the newspaper, and Nearly is the only person who can decipher them, and she has to crack the code and find the serial killer, or she might be his next victim. Anything with a serial killer, I am there. Also, with the little magical twist of tasting people's memories, I'm interested to see how that comes into play. I already know I love Elle Cosimano, and so I'm interested in her darker YA series. Alright, book number 5 brings us into 2015, and it was hauled on November 26th, 2015, and that is The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. This is book 1 in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series, and this is Rick's series about Norse mythology. I am so intrigued by that because it is very different from the Greek mythology that we know about him. So I have read one other thing from him that wasn't Greek mythology and I really liked it, but I just feel like I'm gonna love everything he does. So I'm really interested, especially because I love Thor, so I want to see more Norse mythology, especially from Rick Riordan's point of view. So books 4, 3, and 2 are all a part of the same series, so I'm going to talk about them together, and I hauled them as a box set on October 30th, 2015. So it is a trilogy by Scott Westerfeld. I don't know the title of this trilogy, but book 1 is Leviathan, so we got that one there. Book 2 is bigger, and it is Goliath. These are very shiny. And then book 3 is Behemoth. So I'm just going to hold up book 1, but I believe this is a steampunk series. All I know about it, it says Alec is a prince without a throne. On the run from his own people, he has only a fighting machine and a small band of men. Darren is a girl disguised as a guy in the British Air Service. I love that trope where a girl has to disguise himself as a guy to defeat people. And it says she must fight for her cause and protect her secret at all costs. So it sounds like Alec and Darren are thrown together. So I don't know. I've had the series for so long. I don't even know why I bought it. I just know that they're shiny covers and they're pretty hefty books. This is one of those series that are really heavy, so I'm excited to finally read these at some point one day and get them off of my TBR shelf so I can put them onto my red shelves. And we are already at book number 1, the oldest book on my TBR. I hauled this on August 26th, 2015, and that is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now this is on my 2023 TBR, but it has also been on my yearly TBR for the past, I don't know, however long it's been since 2015. I've put this on every TBR and still haven't read it. I know that this is a kind of dystopian, sci-fi, futuristic world where there is a video game involved, and I believe the creator put something in the video game and whoever finds it wins millions of dollars or something, and so we follow this teenage boy who I think is going to find it. I'm interested in it. I love watching people play video games. That is something I did growing up. I always watched my brother play video games, and he read this book and then gave it to me afterwards. So I still really, really need to get to it. Hopefully soon. Hopefully this year is the year. So those are the 10 oldest books on my TBR. Once I get through all of these, maybe I'll make another one and we can keep going with my oldest books because I have so many other book hauls on that old channel that I could just watch through, and I still can't believe I haven't read a lot of the books that I hauled back then. I was in my book outlet phase, just buying books left and right that I knew nothing about. But nonetheless, I am still very much looking forward to all of these books on this list. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them and which books that I need to pick up ASAP. But if you have made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave the otter emoji. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!